going on, everybody? It's Griffin at it again with another video. I know it's been a while since we've done a roller coaster video, so I figured I would do one talking about our trip we took in May. I did make a video a couple weeks back about the outcome of everything with my health, but I figured we would take a step back and take a look back at our trip on May and do a little review of our trip. In the past, when we've taken trips, we've always done reviews of our trips overall, so I figured we would keep that going here. We're going to touch on some other stuff about future trips and other things that we have planned, hopefully, for the near future. Our trip consisted of Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and SeaWorld in San Antonio. Six Flags Fiesta, Texas was really blah when we first got there, but it was nothing that the park really did. As you can see in the background, poltergeist, and you can see the clouds in the background. That's pretty much how it was about 85% of the day. It was really cloudy, really bleh. It was just yucky. It did rain periodically throughout the day. None of the rides closed, which was really surprising to me. None of the rides closed due to the rain. I do believe that we went on Goliath. We were getting in line for Goliath, and they closed the ride and said, oh, it's closed because of inclement weather. And by the time we legit walked away from the Flash Pass lady, got almost to the end of the freaking gate, she whistled at us and said, hey, it's back open now. So it was legit closed for about 30 seconds. And that was the only ride closure that we had during that time. I was able to ride everything. I did a complete park review. Had a blast doing it. And the thing that really stood out the most to me about Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, the time that we went was the ERT time, because it was a membership event, a membership appreciation event, and we had an hour of ERT, which is exclusive ride time, on Wonder Woman. Anybody that knows me, anytime that there's an ERT and it's on one of the rides that I exceptionally really like, I tend to not get off the ride for that entire hour. So that's pretty much what I did. I rode Wonder Woman for an hour straight. I think during that time I rode Wonder Woman on Saturday legit 17 times. So that should tell you just about how much fun that we were having on Saturday. We had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the multiple lunch pit stops that we had, because I think I ate lunch like 4 times. So the food was, obviously it was good, because if it wasn't good, I wouldn't have ate it 4 times. If I ever had a problem with the food, I would just, take it back up there and say, hey, you need to redo it. It sucks, whatever. And 99% of the time, they always, try to fix it. Or if you look at something and say, hey, that doesn't look good, you're not going to give that to me. 99% of the time, they're just going to give you what you feel you're paying for. But overall, Fiesta, Texas was, man, it was great. They did a great job. The operations were really good. I don't really recall any really big problems. Poltergeist was down for the first couple of hours due to technical difficulties. But after that, it ran smoothly for the rest of the day. Superman was down for a good bit. They were having an issue with their mid-course block, and so it was down for a little bit. But once they got it up and running, it was smooth sailing. We got to ride it. I don't know how many times we rode it. Had fun riding it. All the rides were great. The drop tower was fun. Even the kid had fun riding the Pirates, the dark ride. So one of the biggest things I can see is, even in the rain, because there was no thunder and there was no lightning, Fiesta, Texas kept all the rides running. So that really made a big difference. The water park was closed. Obviously, I mean, look at the clouds. I mean, who wants to go to the water park? I do believe, actually, let me correct myself. When we first got there, the water park was open. And when we were walking by there was literally nobody there. So I think maybe the water park was open, but due to the fact that nobody was just going, they just moved everybody from the water park or sent them home, one of the two. I don't know for sure because I'm not a big water park person. But yeah, Saturday was great. It was very tiring. I had to take a break here and there because we legit left at midnight, drove all the way for 7-8 hours, got to Fiesta, Texas, stayed in the park for 12 hours. So it was pretty exhausting and pretty tiring. And we got back to the hotel, and as soon as we laid in the hotel, we both just died. Even the kid was like wiped out. We didn't have to fight him to go to sleep at all. We just laid him down and boom, he was asleep. So he was completely wiped out. We all were. So, but it was a fun day. Sunday we went to SeaWorld. I don't have a lot of footage from SeaWorld because it's kind of the situation that happened while we were at SeaWorld. We got some on-ride POVs. We'll showcase those later in the video. But SeaWorld was really fun. The weather was a lot different at SeaWorld than it was at Fiesta, Texas. It was really cloudy at the beginning part of the day and looked like it was going to pour down rain about around noon time, around noon, 1 o'clock. But it never did. That's weather in South Texas. You know, it's not a guaranteed thing. So it never did rain a whole lot. Nothing really closed. Not that I'm aware of. Aquatica I don't believe Aquatica was open at the time. I know they were going to open it, but due to the weather, they just didn't open the water park. You know, did the same thing as Fiesta, Texas, did the same thing on Sunday. Their water park wasn't open. But we went to the whale show. Kid really enjoyed the whale show. He has more fun at SeaWorld than he does at Six Flags because Six Flags won't let him ride any of the rides because he's not tall enough. But he can go to Six Flags Over Texas and ride the exact same rides and not have an issue. So you might have heard me say something about that in the past, and it's still the same thing even here now. You have to be 36 inches tall to ride a fucking airplane ride that goes round and round. Doesn't make sense to me. Promise you it doesn't. It aggravates the shit out of me that Six Flags can have the policy. And they were saying, oh, well, maybe it's the manufacturer's policy. I said, well, the manufacturer needs to be slapped across the face because he ain't got no damn brain at all. As long as a kid's riding with their parents and they feel safe enough to put their kid on the ride, then it should be their responsibility. But I understand Six Flags' point of view. They don't want to hold a liability and somebody getting hurt. So it is what it is. We had a blast on Stingray. Actually ended up riding Stingray 3 times because I rode it the first time trying to get a POV, and I forgot to turn my camera on, so that was great. So then we had to wait in line again to get this video that's playing now, and I finally got the right angle and finally turned the camera on, and it was actually working. Then I rode it with Megan in the back. We got a backseat POV as well. So we rode it 3 different times, and it was fun every single time. It was great. Had a blast riding that thing. Was finally able to ride Great White. Got a POV on it. Was not able to get a POV on Steel Eel because by the time it came time to ride Steel Eel, I was just feeling like complete trash. So I did make a video on the review I did of SeaWorld, so you guys can go check that out. I'll link the 2 review videos in the description below. But overall, SeaWorld was great. I had a blast. I had more fun at SeaWorld than I did at Six Flags, which is really, really different considering the fact that we never even went into Discovery Cove, which is one of the biggest parts that Asher really, really enjoys, and we didn't even get to go to it. No, but he still had fun, and he slept more than I did on the way home. So he had fun. We all had fun. It was great. It was a great trip, and I really enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy the fact of getting sick in the middle of it. If I had to rate our trip, this trip that we took last month was probably one of the best trips that we've had this year alone in 2021. This past trip was probably the best one so far. So let's hope 2021 keeps up giving us good trips. As far as what we're going to do in the future, as of right now, I'm not allowed to ride roller coasters. I'm not allowed to travel long distances because right now I'm on a heart rate monitor. So I can't ride roller coasters because of that. And the doctors don't want me putting any more extra stress on my body. Riding roller coasters is going to do that. So it really sucks. And trust me, I'm having roller coaster withdrawals. But we had talked about, possibly this being, kind of like the new normal for me and what we were going to do. My body has an intolerability when it comes to heat. That was one of the things that really sent me crashing when we went to San Antonio was the enormous humidity and the heat. The humidity on Saturday really wasn't all that bad, but the heat on Sunday, because it looked like it was going to rain, but once it started, the clouds went away and the sun started coming out. That's when everything started going downhill. So I have a very, very intolerance to heat and doing too much. So we kind of have to, if we do take trips, we can't take really, really big trips, and we have to kind of space it out to where I can kind of do like a little bit here and a little bit there where I'm able to take breaks. And this one, I kind of definitely overdid it and kind of screwed myself out of it. But we are talking about possibly looking into, until all of this blows over, once I get off the heart rate monitor, going to some water parks, and seeing if, some indoor water parks, to seeing if we can, make some videos and get some content doing that. It's doing something. It's productive. I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Those links are in the description below. You can head over there. You can subscribe to the channel. You can stop by over on Twitch, and you can follow me. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Monday through Friday is normally when I stream. I spend the weekend with the kid, and we usually do stuff, go fishing or whatever. But as of now, I can't take any trips because I have a CT chest scan next week. I have a meeting with a specialist today, and then I have another doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm like all doctored out until I think about the 16th is my next pulmonology appointment, and then we'll know more about, what's really going to happen. It's highly unlikely they'll clear me to go to work anytime this summer. I think from what we're slated is I'm probably slated to go back to work if everything keeps, going in the right direction very, very slowly. I should be going back to work probably in August, towards the tail end of August, maybe even September. And if it doesn't come by then there's a good chance that I probably won't go back to work. But we're going to be trying some new things, some stuff that's not really most people wouldn't do, but at this point, to try to get back on track, I'm willing to stick my neck out there to take a leap of faith here. But that's going to do it for this one, man. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, smash that like button, and we will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace, and enjoy the Wonder Woman video.